Hello and welcome to Quasi's Bell Tower with your host, Quasi. And today we're going to learn how to make a fire stove for your tavern. This is what it looks like. So let's get to it. Okay guys, first of all you're going to need is a 3x3 piece of foam. Now mine is 3/4 inch thick. You can use a half if you want, but I seem to only be able to find 3/4, so that's what we're going to work with. I also got these windows from shiftinglands.com. I'll put a link to them so you guys can order these or whatever else. These were actually given to me free when I ordered my Pro Glider for my Proxxon thermal cutter. So all I did is I used this as a guide. I tried to center it the best I could, and I picked a height I like or whatever else, and I just eyeballed it, made sure it looked as straight as possible, and I just traced this out. We will be using the small one here too to make the holes in the bottom where you would put your wood and stuff to, of course, to get the stove heated up and get it ready to go. But we will do that separately than that. So we're going to go ahead and get that cut out. Okay guys, I got this all drawn out, and all I'm going to do is put my proxxon on setting 2. If you want to go a little higher than that, you can. I like 2 just because of the speed that I do this at. I prefer to go at a slower speed than a fast speed, and of course I'm already messing up for you guys. Wow. But yeah, just kind of work with the wire and just slowly let the wire do the thing while you just move slowly through. The good thing is, if you make any mistakes when you go along to make your trim that's going to go on this, you can kind of hide some of your mistakes. And we're also, anything that's kind of off, that's not quite smooth, kind of bumpy or whatever else, we can just take some 220 sandpaper and just sand it down. Okay, so now we're going to make that bottom piece that goes to the fire stove. I set that up, that line right here, I set it to a 3/4 of an inch. The original one I did was an inch, and I thought it was just a little too high, so I lowered it down to 3/4. So we'll go ahead and cut this out. And I probably should have put it to a higher setting than the 2, but it'll work for now. Now what I'm going to go do now that I've got this done is I'm going to do the brickwork on the front and the back of this for now. We are going to make them thinner pieces so it's hollow in the middle. But I'm going to do my brickwork now because doing it later when it's really thin at like 1/8 of an inch, it's really fragile. So we're going to go to that now. Okay guys, so for this piece here, I just went 1/4 of an inch on each one to do the lines there. And I am just probably going to go, because this is probably about 2 inches wide. Or a little less than 2 inches. We are going to probably go maybe every quarter or so and put a line. Just do some brickwork on it. Nothing special really. And then we'll worry about cutting everything out. So we'll go ahead, do your lines, do your brickwork, and then we'll be right back and we'll cut these out. Now that we've got our brickwork done on this piece. We're gonna go ahead and take this tiny little window here, and we're gonna find a good setting that we like it, or a good position, and we're just gonna place it right on there. I think I'm gonna move this one over just a little bit because I want to have some room for when I put the border of the brick around it. And hopefully that will, it might. Just gotta find a good spot for it and then go for it. You don't like it? You redo it. Okay, got that one done. Now let's try to do another one. And when I did the lines here, I just kind of eyeballed them on the bricks, on the brickwork. So I think that will probably do. Okay guys, I ended up cutting out these circles, and of course I forgot to hit the record button when I was cutting them out, so you didn't get to watch that step. But it's basically just like doing the big one, just with a smaller area, that's all. And we are going to cut these down to 1/8 of an inch. So there we go. Turn this bad boy on. I'm leaving it at 2 just because this is going to be so small and delicate. I probably could heat it up and it, you know, but I'm already making enough mistakes today with not recording stuff and everything else. So there's one piece, and we got our back side. Oh yeah, make sure you guys also do all 4 sides of your bricks before you go doing this. Okay guys, so we got our 4 pieces here, and all we're gonna do now is take some tacky glue and go ahead and just put some on the edges here, just a light bit of it. Smooth it out if you want, you don't have to, but you go ahead and just take these pieces here that we cut out and just tack it on there. Tack the other end on there. Okay, and get them to be lined up and flush the best you can. Okay, and then we'll put some glue on this other one here, and we'll put it together, and then we have to set it off to the side and let it dry. Okay, make sure it looks good. It's all lined up nice, and you're happy with it. And then go ahead and put it off to the side and out of the way. Okay guys, so now I'm going to make for the brick borders on the circles and on, or for the fire pit and everything else. What I did is I just drew these out. Okay guys, so now we need to do a border over here. You can use the piece here and just overlap, and that would probably work good, but you want to make sure you get it wide enough. So you might want to just eyeball it if you can. If not, go ahead and use a stencil. I'm going to do it this way because I just feel more comfortable doing it this way. Okay guys, so I have this set up to 1/8 of an inch again, and I'm going to turn it on, and what I'm going to do is take this piece here that I drew out, and I am just going to cut this out, and then I got that set. Okay, so I'm just going to use the thermal cutter here to cut these out, so this will be quite interesting. Cut them in half first, and then I will give it a try, and this will be probably a nightmare for me. I did so well the first time I did this. I'll turn this down just a hair. But you just got to be a little patient, I guess. Sometimes I'm not very patient. And like I said, just try not to go past the line or inside the line. I mean, if it really comes down to it, stay on the outside and then just use your sandpaper to sand it down until you get what you're looking for. But so far this is coming out better than I thought. Now these pieces are very small and they're going to be very delicate. Ooh, almost messed that up. Okay, now we're going to do the bigger piece. Like I said, I try to stay on the outside of the line if possible, to the best of my ability. I'm sure there is a stencil out there. I'm sure Shifting Land's got something. I know I've seen something where I could probably draw better lines with it. But for right now, I have to do this all by eye.